for that. Right, so apologies for the disruption. So come back, I was saying to just come and find actually your frontier, your border between your skin and what is still yours. There is still a boundary, between your actually physical skin and the energy body that is yours. So sensing that space between the deep core, where you have your spinal alignment, where along your spine you will find your heart and your lungs, where you will just birth all of your abdominal cavity and all the processes that it's doing for you, down to the womb, finding more organs, more tissue, more tendons, more blood flowing. And from there, expanding to the skin and finding your first body layer. And this is your queendom, the visible part, the tangible one, the dense part. But it's as beautiful as what comes beyond it. So feeling that energy body from your skin to the space around you. And how much do you fill up of your space this morning? And that's where the invitation is going to be. Myself, my kinesphere, and what is around my kinesphere. So as you know, you don't control your breath, you just allow the breath to flow in and out. You invite it and you allow the breath to unfold in whatever way, whatever shape, whatever rhythm it has for you. Connect deeply to the breath. The little energetic alignment this morning will be to come into the back body. So bring yourself to sit like I'm sitting on my hunkers. So it's actually kind of easy for me to shift back. So I come in presence with the back of my spine, the posterior part of my spine, the back of my heart, the back of my lungs, my sacrum bone, the back of my head. And I sit in that receptivity here. I release my jaw, I soften my face, I soften my tongue, and I open the channel that is my throat. I soften and smooth. Even the word is so beautiful to hear, to be smooth. And bring that smoothness throughout the whole body. All the way to the very tip of your 10 fingers, the tip of your nose, the edge of your head, allow it to flow into the cap of your knee called the patella, the sole of your feet. We are all a big one sensory organs, proprioceptors filling the space, creating the space, sensing the space, and finding ourselves into the space. Who I am, how am I showing up today? And what is the best version of me? So we're going to take 3 breaths, this time intentionally, through the nose. And you may want to exhale through the mouth, and that's completely okay. Make those breaths lingers, soft and long, smooth and slow. So breathing in through the nose, you can use your hands if you feel like it, and bring that first breath to reconnect with your heart, to the heart of heart. Hold a pause in the breath if you can. And exhale in your own time. Sorry, I was breathing. Doing twice more. And with the second breath, go and inject love from the heart, awaken it and inject it. It's both what's within and what's around it. Hold the breath if you can, and allow the spark and seeds of love to just awaken and start burning throughout your body. When you need to exhale, do exhale. And make this last breath your own burning heart to meet the love this morning of all in this circle, in this space, and beyond it. This breath is about being the best version of yourself, the more aligned to the divine. And exhale in your own time, releasing the shoulders, growing a beautiful, soft, long neck, and gently moving your head with your breath from side to side. So I'm not going to be prescriptive about the way breath and body works here. I'm just going to allow you to find what works, just shifting your head from right to left, softening the tongue, opening the jaws, keeping the alignment of the back of your head with your sacrum. Beautiful. Coming back to center, being a neutral pose, and the chin is going to fall to the breastbone without crushing the throat. So don't exaggerate your movement. And as you breathe in, same applies. Don't crush the cervical. Just lengthen that neck and bring the chin towards the ceiling. Exhaling. Know when you need to stop. Not to crush, not to squeeze, not to bring any over exaggerating anything. It's all about balance, finding your balance in that small movement. Beautiful. Next time you are exhaling, come back to neutral. And we're going to look up, invitation of the eyes, this morning. We're going to look up. So the eyes here are leading the movement, okay? We are not, it's not the mind, it's not the head, it's the eyes telling you, I want to travel upward to the left side and across to the right side. And I'm going to go down to look at the bottom floor on the right corner and across to the left corner. So allow the eyes to be your guide and then the head follow. Slow. There is nowhere else to go, nothing else to do. Relax. Beautiful. So I'm breathing, I'm inhaling up and I'm exhaling as I go down here. And that's going to change very soon because as I look up to the top left corner, I'm going to reverse my movement and my breath work. So coming down with my eyes and my head and inhaling all the way across to the bottom right corner. Looking up to go towards the top right corner and I begin to exhale here, exhaling. Doing this one more time, or twice more, sorry. And when you reach your top left corner, just disengage, come back to neutral. Take your fingers onto your eyes, tip of the fingers onto your closed eyelid, and gently press that space. And then grow into the area around your eyelid, so your eye socket underneath your eyes. And if you feel like gently tapping, so there are two options you could have, or maybe more, you'll decide for yourself. You could be pressing your fingers into the eye socket and then releasing it. So you can try that, see how that feels. So you're applying a gentle compression and then you let it go. Or you can take the very tip of your fingers and do as we do in EFT and simply tap. So all the fingers together, or you can play with each fingers individually. I'll let you choose what works for you here. And expand that tapping to the side and your forehead. And then allow yourself to be guided. Where do you want to go with that gentle tapping? Which can be anywhere you like, on face, top of your head, back of your head, your neck. And even your throat. Remember that behind your ear, okay, there is a channel here for your lymph to actually gain back the venous system. So and that's an invitation here to go and tap. So in the back of your head here, and invite actually a little massage to bring, it's like a channel, okay? So you'll feel it because you have nerves and tendons, you know, and that bringing it, massaging it back down will help to stimulate the lymph system, the lymph fluid to go back. It's very hard to release the lymphatic fluid. Beautiful. Nice. Coming into presence here. Very good. Take your hands, rub your hands. Big energetic rub. We're going to be on all four. So we're going to prep our hands and wrist, okay? So keep massaging. And then reach the inside of your elbow where the crease is, and on both sides, and then the shoulders. And every time you touch yourself, although it's energetic and meant to waken you up and stimulate the blood flow and awaken the tissue, sense appreciation for what you're doing, for the body that you are touching. Too many of us live with a difficult story with the body. When we've been looking at it for a few months now, the body is very often serving us and doing as best as it can for us. And our mind and our head is still dictating our perception of our body. All right, you see what I'm doing? I've interlaced my fingers and I'm just bringing palms out, back of the hand out. Okay, so I'm warming up my shoulder here. So up. When your palms are really coming out towards your screen, really lengthen the tissue and come back to the heart. Okay, we're going to bring that into a flexion extension of the spine, you know? So how do we do this? Remember, we're going to come out with the hand, look up, and that's going to give me my spinal extension. I bring everything back to my heart And that's going to be my spinal flexion. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. A few more times. Next time you extend it like this, hold it, hold it, hold it. Just breathe into it. And now imagine you have big magnets on the palm of the hand and you feel the force. You know, the hands wants to go and that will have you lengthening your arm. And you're going to feel under the armpits again, stimulation of the lymph system again there. Opening the space between the shoulder blades as you do this and come and breathe in the back body between the shoulder blade. So it has you rounding up the back a little bit. Okay, this is all intentional. So if you feel, oh, my breath is not going anywhere, invite the breath and allow your third eye's intuition to create the sensation. Nice, release. Ooh, come back. Okay, we're just going to do a bit more for the fingers. You know, so this one, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's just start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so lengthening, lengthening, and lengthening. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, then remember it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we are engaging fingers, wrist, elbows, and shoulder in that simple, beautiful, gracious movement. Can I bring something that is beautiful in this movement? Can I embody a beautiful aspect of myself, of my soul, as I move through that movement? Can I play with it? Can I love myself through it? And like that, I haven't given you any guidance because I don't know where I'm going. Please feel free to do the same. Just allow yourself to flow with the movement. That's it. We're going to release it soon. Bring it back towards your torso, along your torso, and release. Okay, last one, twice more. Little wrist curls, remember? So bring your elbow into your rib cage and just curl up. And take time here. Feel that beautiful lengthening happening on the dorsal part of your wrist. A few more times. So although I make a fist with my hand, I am not tightening the fist. I don't want to build any hardness, any contraction. I want to be strong and soft. Beautiful. And the last one will be the flick of the fingers, the one that burns us. Okay, so we start with, so it's only the flick. Remember, it's not the hands. It's flick, 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 flick. And we started with, you can get up if you feel like it. You know that you do whatever you want and works, but just flick. It doesn't matter how. Flick. Okay, tip of the fingers are still facing the floor for me. Watch out if you're here. Don't allow the shoulders to come up to the ears when you get tired. So it's best to go further down and allow a free neck. Okay, then we're going to shift it, fingers facing each other. It might be starting to burn a bit. We are building up strength here, crazily enough, into our hands, wrist, and forearms, elbow. And you might feel it. Where else do you feel it? I feel it in that tricep here. Okay, then face the wall. No, sorry, the ceiling. Ooh. And then I'm going to turn so that the back of my hands are together. And you know you can pause anytime. Pause if you need to pause, pause. And then we're going to pause in a little while all together. And then allow that life force to flow. More than the life force. You might feel the blood pumping, the tingling, the sensation. Very subtle, but yet very present. Once more, we're in balance. We don't need to always go overboard. Can I be in balance and know when I want to grow big and when I want to grow small? Beautiful. Right, I think that has us ready. So we're going to come on to the floor. If anyone has wrist issues, let me know. Because what I would invite, we won't be there for too long, but would be to double up your mat, okay? And to come and sit the heel of your hands onto the mat and to leave the tip, and do it here, and do the tip on the floor, so this way. And my handhold will be the same, connection to the floor will be the same, fingers be well spread, tip of the fingers will be activated so I can be nice and strong on my hand, and my wrist, my elbows to be stronger. Bring the elbows towards the tummy. So not here, here, not here, here. Even that on its own is actually a workout. All right, so that's for the wrist. For the knees, remember you can take a blanket and you can come and put your knees on it to soften. So a bit of a padding, okay? Right, I'm going to take this off. So yesterday we were doing a cat-cow, and I was kind of cueing for you about move from the tailbone, move from the very tip, or from C1 in the mouth, okay? I never had a chance to say, I was saying that to you because what I see a lot in classes is this, that, this, that. And this is absolutely not what a cat-cow is about. It's a soft extension and flexion of the spine, meaning we go through each of our vertebrae and activate them at a time. Those big movements I show you happen to compress the disc, and we don't want to compress the disc of our vertebrae, okay? So this first movement starts with the tailbone, okay? And what we do is we inhale and we send the tailbone out towards the wall behind us. And as I do and I go slow, it's going to have like the domino effect through my spine, and I lengthen. And my eyes look at the skirting board, in front of me, or at the floor in front of me, but I am not looking up. This is another cervical crushing, okay? And as my tailbone go down, I invite my tailbone to go back where it belongs to, towards the floor, and that begin the other chain of command to go and round up my back. Okay, so just allow the tailbone to go for a walk toward the wall behind you and lengthen those 27 vertebrae. And then allow the tailbone to go back to where his nest is, and then round up. Okay, so that actually is how we keep our spine healthy. Okay, so keep with it and try to see if you can find a bit of an engagement of the core here, simply by thinking of it. don't suck the tummy in towards the belly button. We are breathing. We need to breathe. Okay? But sometimes only knowing it bring the tone of the organs will change. Beautiful. Right. So we're going to leave it at that for today. And tomorrow we'll be moving from the mouth. Okay, come and rest onto your hunkers here with your hands on your heel. And we're simply going to go on high up on our knees and bringing our arms to the ceiling. Inhaling up into a half upward salute towards the sun, towards the day. On the exhale, bend the elbows, shoulder level. You're in your cactus pose. Inhale back up. And exhale, land back to where we come from. So let's bring breath and movement together in your own time, okay? So you hear me guiding, but you go with your breath, not mine, okay? Inhaling. Exhaling. Arms in cactus pose. Inhaling back in your own time. Exhaling, going back down, touching your hands with your heel. No, it's the opposite, touching your heels with your hands. And full release here when you arrive. Full release. Don't think about going back out again. And then with the next inhale, bring the intention toward the half upward salute. Exhale into the cactus pose. Inhale back up. Exhale down. We'll do it one more and then we'll move to the next movement. In your own time. You're going to come and place your hands in front of you on the mat and come on the tip of your fingers. So walk your hands away from your shoulder as much as you can. And you're high up, okay? It's really it's like the tip of your hands are stilettos. Okay, my forehead is going to touch the floor. And I'm going to go and sit towards my heel with my buttock. So I'm creating a polarities here of two movements, two forces together. Okay, inhale, look up between your hands. And then land your hands and come up onto all four. Brilliant. Curl the toes. Once your toes are curled back, come and sit towards them. Feel a bit of the pressure onto your toes. Lengthen that spine. Allow the hands to slide down a bit more. Forehead doesn't touch the mat, okay? My forehead doesn't touch my mat. And I go back onto my stiletto fingers. And I hold it, and I hold the space, and I hold the strength. Brilliant. And I'm going to release the toes off, and I'm going to bring my hands back to where we started. So closer to my shoulders, on the tip of my fingers, and my buttock on the floor. Let's do that again. Fingers walk away from you. And as they do, they're trying to bring the rest of your body with you. So you're going to go and sit with your heel, your buttock towards your heel, and feel. It's a bit, what I feel like here. It's like between. It's being human being, really. It's like the one. My hands are reaching towards the heaven as my buttock wants to sit on earth, and I'm still the link. I'm still fully human and fully divine here. I'm one. I'm one out of my two. I am one. Beautiful. And then simply curl the toes. Walk your hands further away from you. And notice I haven't gone through the all four here. So if you want to go through the all four, do it. And simply release. This time we're going to go on toes. We're going to take our left hand. I'm just going to move here for you to see. Left hand at shoulder level, and I look. And again, I witness my movements, so my eyes are engaged, hence my head is turning. And I go and look underneath my right arm. I don't drop my head onto the floor. I don't want to load. I'm buoyant. I'm holding. I have enough strength to hold myself. If the neck is sore, please drop the head and inhale back. And my hands again is flying a bit higher, and my eyes are still witnessing where I'm going. Last one on this side. And this time, for that third one, we're going to drop the head. And my right hand is going to walk on the tip of my fingers again. So it's almost like seen from above, my arms are shaping as an L. And I just walk back my right arms underneath my shoulder. And then I pick myself up. If you need a break, take a break. Otherwise, we'll move straight onto the opposite side through the needles. So we inhale, we fly up, we exhale, we come back to the ground. When it's time to inhale for you again, and engage the side body this time as you're flying higher. Here, remember to land. Head is going to land. You're going to soften the shoulder to the ground as your fingers of the left hand are walking away from you. Stay there and breathe. Where is my breath going? What am I feeling? Where is the blood flowing in that pose? And where is the blood stuck? So notice, because we are twisted. So the blood is not flowing equally here in the body. But that doesn't mean it's bad. So that's going to be undone soon. Okay, breathing in. First off, bring the fingers and the hands back closer to the shoulder. Pick yourself up and land that hand. Beautiful. Come into the child pose for a bit of roundiness. And drop so that your palms of your hand is facing the ceiling. From your forehead, notice if it's possible for you to roll towards the crown of your head. So that must ask you to push with your bottom, with your leg, and that's okay. And just find the crown of the head and deeply connect the crown of your head to the Mother Earth here. Come back and sit into the child pose. And you're going to take your hands again in front of you. Tip of the fingers like we did earlier. Okay? So once you're here, what we're going to do is drop our elbows to the floor, pick up our hands into a prayer pose above our head, and then see how far we can go so that your thumb intends to or can go and touch your back body. And you can bring your elbow, adjust your body as much as you like to be able to access connection between hands and your back. And breathe under the armpits. And breathe in the side body. Just release this. And we're going to move towards our hip this morning a little bit. So maybe something I have to show you first, okay? So from the front, I'll do a demo facing this way and facing that way, so you see better. Okay, we'll take a the right foot, let's say, and my right foot comes pretty much at the same height as my hands. You might be here, and that's okay. If you have a tendency to be here, we all have different body shape and different anatomy. The one thing I would say to you is when we're going to move, okay, because your hip won't be as much in alignment, okay, not to go as far in a movement. So if it feels uncomfortable, don't go as far. If you are able to come closer, it's easier because you are in alignment, like skeletal alignment, no other alignment. So watch out where you are here. And you know what? You might have all the flexibility in the tissue within you that even here you can do it with no concern. Okay, so let's see. From the side body, it looks like this. So that's the narrow one, and I go out. See my back foot has curled up, and I push and push. So the front foot push me out, and the back foot bring me back. Okay, so we're working here with obviously the whole of the legs and the hips. Sorry. So if you really eye out, watch out. It might be slightly easier. You might actually I just felt it in my body. If it's the case, instead of lining up here, compensate a wee bit with your hands. Okay? A wee bit, not too much. Don't go completely out of alignment. But you would have a slight diagonal energy instead of forward. So I let you be the queen of your decision here. Right. I'm going to start with the left leg because I already did the other one. Okay, so remember 2 options, and in between those 2 options, find your own option. Okay, so curling the back toe is what's important, and then pushing with your front foot, pushing yourself out, and bringing yourself back in with the back foot. So here we're playing on buoyancy. Have a few more. So find your lightness here by what happened here is you're working with actually the mother. You're working with the earth energy. So there is a resistance that creates movement. Nice. And then swap side. Okay, so find, and remember, right, left, and right and left side never are the same. So find your alignment, your adjustment, curl the back toes, and push back, and push forward, and push back, forward, push back, forward, push back, forward. And at one point, with the motion, you might feel like, whoop, you be ready to go. So you are propelling yourself forward into the space and bringing you back into space. And releasing this in your own time. Come and sit in Dandasana. Stick pose. We've done a nice job here. Tap. So I'm only picking one up, picking the other up. That's all I'm doing. Or you can do both together. And you can come and gently tap. Okay. It's going to be another hip movement, but it's a passive one. Close your knee. Okay, so watch out here. The knee doesn't turn. Okay, the knee is a hinge. So it just does one thing, open and close. So if you want to turn your knee or that to align your foot differently, it's not from here. It's from the hip socket. So you close your knee nice and tidy into your chest. And then the hip socket, the head of the femur, does its beautiful job of turning the most flexible joint in our body. Okay? And then you come and reach that pose. If it's still something that's not accessible for you, see if you could have it further down or even to the side, okay? And then I just take my fingers and come and put little pressure under my toes, the ball of my feet. And as I take care of my foot, there's a whole chain. My body is serving me so I can do this. It has aligned itself so I can do this. So don't take it for granted. See it. Your body is there to serve you. And the kinder and the more respectful and the more honoring of your body, the more beautiful the communication and the relationship with yourself and with life. Beautiful. Okay, to get out of it, pick your knee again out and release. The opposite side, close the knee as close as you can. Guide through the ankle, the foot, and gently drop. Okay, and then just tap. Beautiful. Right. I'm going to step out. Again, wrap up my knee around my back to my chest, drop. And then last frontal hip opening. So you have to understand that when you open the front of the hip, you're actually really closing the back. Okay. So the hips has, the hip socket, the hip joint is really here. But because it's in connection with the sacrum, when you open up one side, it put compression or pressure on the back here. So we have to think of those things So always counterbalance your movement in your practice. Okay, so sorry, I haven't said. I'm building up a little edge here for me to go and rest my tailbone on my ischium, which is my seat bone. It's not my tailbone, my seat bone. And that allows me to have a better posture. Okay. So I was doing all of this completely subconsciously because I was going to bring you to, oh yeah, cobbler. So we were working with the hip opening. So place your sole of the feet in front of you and then come into that gorgeous, like almost like one of these preparation to that goddess pose. And open that womb and receive here. We're going to finish our movement practice this morning with this. So couple of things. Again, you'll have to let me know later on if it's something that's accessible or not, okay? So I know. I'm trying to, little thing, it doesn't have to be, to bring the sole of my feet as much as I can towards the ceiling. So earlier on, we planted the crown of our head to the mother, and now we're planting the sole of our feet towards the sky. Okay, we're offering the other polarity, as you like saying. Okay, so come and open here. We're going to pay attention to our womb. Okay? So again, don't be afraid to go and touch and to feel what's there. And it's not only, the womb itself, but the connection with the leg and the back as well. And then we're going to focus on the pelvic floor through breath. So you're going to hear me talking about anus, so and Venus, which is so I'm making a constellation there, Venus being the vagina. So when you squeeze around your anus, you are squeezing the tissue of your pelvic floor. And when you are doing the same around your Venus, shall we call it, it actually does the same. So to have them together is bring you a band of the pelvic floor. So I see my pelvic floor as woven. It is woven anyway. It's not only me who sees it like that. It's fibers which are woven, interlaced and woven together to make something that is terribly resistant and strong, and yet so beautiful that it gives in, it's open, it's generous, it's okay to get distorted to give birth. It's massive, okay, and it supports the whole of our organs. So it's no small trifle here than the pelvic floor. So once you feel this, then on either side, so the connection here, the pelvic floor is also woven. So let's say there's a line, a linearity forward and back, anus and Venus, anus. And then there is something across because the pelvic floor is attached. Okay, it's attached to our skeleton. And through this and this, you cover pretty much all of the pelvic floor. So I'm saying all that. So now that we're going to go breathing in, every time you're going to breathe in, you're going to squeeze, draw the breath in from the mother, draw it in towards the heart, but feel that pelvic floor. It's sealing the energy for you. And as you exhale, allow the energy to flow back out. The pelvic floor acts like almost like a beautiful gate and open to release the breath. Okay, so we're going to have, oh God, it's already almost 22:09. Let's have still 8 breaths this way. Remember to draw in the breath as high as you can through the heart, further through the throat. There is a connection between throat and womb. The anatomy is quite similar between the larynx and down below. And just exhale. Keep at it. When you exhale, feel a full surrendering to the mother. Allow that breath in to travel through the head. Last two. Last one. Extend this one as far as you can to connect with the cosmos, connect with divine force outside of you, and then bring it back through you, finding your own divinity to the divine force below you through the to the mother, and release. Beautiful. Pick up your knees. We've been here for quite a while, so don't dismiss it. Hands on the outer edge, and just bring one knee back up, and then the next knee back up. Okay? Last, because I said, counterbalance your pose, ladies. So let's do it. You just take the right knee across. My bottom leg is going to bend. I'm just going to bend at the knee. My knee is pointing forward. And then I just come up. And this time, by doing this pose, I'm trying to, again, do as much as you can. It's not, the intention is there, and the understanding of why we're doing it is here. So we are reclosing the front of the hip and reopening the back. So we're coming back into balance, into our alignment. I'm going to stay in this pose, and I'm just going to breathe in, gather the beautiful, all-encompassing, all-knowing light that is bright white, sparkle with gold and purple. Make use whatever way you wish, that, and then allow this light to come and act as a shield around you for the rest of the day, and state, I am protected by the white light, divine and cosmic light of love that no negative energy can penetrate. I am protected at the highest level. Let's do that once more. See your lights, gather them above your head and sparkling down, building up your shield of light. I am protected by the white divine light, cosmic, all-knowing, all-powerful, all-encompassing light that no negative energy can penetrate. I am protected at the highest and by the highest. And place my hand. If you're tired with this pose, actually, let's undo that pose. I'm going to do my prayer into the other pose. So whatever leg was on top is going to be below now. Okay. So take your time. Take your time. They're not an easy. It's not an easy pose. And if you find, oh, there's a pull and it's not pleasant, just don't do it. Just bring your knees together, and or you can even close, but just bring yourself back to closing. That's all. Okay. So whatever option works for you, and then going to realign. And it's going to be the healing prayer to the Mother again today. Divine Mother, creatrix of all, bless my womb, bless my heart. Pour your holy love over my hurt places. Make me heal. I call forth the pink ray of your light to saturate my heart in your love. May these lights come and heal, protect all the places in me that are armored, broken, hurt, in pain, in fear, in protection, or shut down. Today, I choose love over separation. I choose abundance over lack. I choose connection over separation. As I breathe the breath of God, as I bask in the divine energy of who I am in truth, I become the vibration of peace that passes all understanding. I am the vibration of peace that passes all understanding. Now it's 1:45. Let's grab our journal very quickly, maybe a couple of minutes. If you need to go somewhere, I well understand. And if you're happy to stay for a few more minutes, hey, feel free to do so. Okay, you're going to hear, I'm going to stop the recording.